This is Abe Friedtanzer from cinemadailyus.com, and I'm so thrilled to be speaking with Carla Simón, the director of Alcarràs. How are you today, Carla?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for taking some time to speak with me.
Yes.
I know this is your second feature film. How is your approach different for this one from Summer 1993?
I think that the bigger challenge for me was coming from Summer 1993 was the change of point of view, because Summer 1993 was from a point of view of a little girl and only point of view, and suddenly Alcarràs is an ensemble piece, so it has many points of view, and it's like it's talking about the whole family. So writing, like this film with many characters who were all protagonists was difficult, but at the same time we had a lot of fun, and it was something that we enjoy.
I like how the story is framed by children. We see them first, and then very often we go back to their perspective. Was that something that was purposeful?
Yes, because I love children, and and I love working with them, because when you have them on a stage or on set, usually they give you something, very truthful and very spontaneous. They even help adults to have the tone that I look for, because everything becomes more, you cannot control it. So it looks like everything is happening in front of the camera by chance, and I love that, no? So for me in this story, it was important to have them for us, for the big family, because also the film talks about generations, and there are 3 generations living under the same roof. But also because the film starts with them, because they are playing in a place that usually play, which is this old car, and suddenly a crane comes and takes this car from them. So they are the first ones to lose their place, and this is like a metaphor of what's going to happen for the family in the film. So you can see how the children kind of usually adapt quicker than adults, because they spend the whole film just looking for a new place to play until they find it, no?
And I know that this film is fictional, but it does have some personal relevance and inspiration from your own life, correct?
Yes, this is because my 2 uncles cultivate peaches in Alcarràs, which is actually a small village in Catalonia in Spain, and they didn't go through the plot of the film, but the idea of the plot came to me when I was writing my first film and my grandfather died. And suddenly I thought for the first time, what would happen if, if these trees that he had planted disappear one day, no? And I realized that this was happening to many people there, because, this way of doing agriculture in small groups or family groups is not longer sustainable as it used to be. So a lot of people are abandoning their land. And so I decided that the film had to have this plot, and I really had this big desire to shoot this place that my family lived in. That I didn't grow up in this village, but I go there every Christmas and summer and during holidays, no?
Has your family, and especially those uncles, had a chance to see the film?
Yes. Yes, I was so nervous before they saw it, because I wanted to make sure that they felt well represented on the screen, no? So what I did before shooting actually was to read the script with them, or to read it to them, so to make sure that that they were okay with it, and they said, okay, you can go and shoot it, and then when they saw it, yeah, I was nervous, but I was happy at the same time, because they felt that it is like that, no?
I know the film also is shot with mainly non-professional actors, which is not something that you can tell from watching it. Was that a decision you knew you always wanted, and was it challenging or rewarding?
Yeah, both. It was both. Yes. No, I knew this film had to be with non-professional actors, because I wanted the people who play the film to have a real attachment to the land, no? And also it's from a very specific area in Catalonia, that they speak a specific Catalan dialect that obviously, like, internationally people don't notice that, but for me it was important to have this nuance, no? And yeah, and then it was complicated because, you know, it's an ensemble film, so there are many characters and there were many people to find. So we spent about a year doing auditions, and we saw about 9,000 people, which is crazy. But at the same time, it was beautiful because we did it before COVID came. So we could go to all the villages and to village festivities and high schools and schools and you know, and cooperative where they bring the fruit, and just watch people and invite them to come to the casting. And because nobody shot there before, they would love to come. Like like all the characters, but the men were difficult because as they are farmers and in summer they work, they were like, you know, like, don't talk about films, I have to harvest to do in summer, no. So this was like Kimet was the most difficult character to find, actually.
There's also a lot of peaches that are picked in the film. Are you actually harvesting real crops, and is it all in the same place? How'd that work?
Yeah, no, it's in different fields because we spent a lot of time location scouting because I wanted to have some kind of specific like frames with the landscape. So it's in different fields, and what happened is that it's complicated to kind of calculate when they will be ready to be picked. You know, so well, actually, you know, we had to shoot this film in summer 2020, and with all the COVID, you know, we thought we will be able to shoot it, but then the pitches didn't wait for us, so we had to postpone it for a year and calculate all the fields where was the best moment to harvest. And I have to say that at some point, the art department had to hang some peaches, you know, because maybe they were not ready to be picked in the place where we were, no?
I know that you debuted the film at the Berlin International Film Festival, where you won a major prize. What has it been like taking the film on tour, and have you noticed different reactions based on where the film is shown?
Yeah, no, it's yeah. I mean, the premiere in Berlin was very beautiful, and I was a little bit concerned about how it would be because it's very a local story, no? And then I realized that no, that they reacted to it in a very similar way than in Spain, and I guess it's because, you know, the film talks about a family, and we all have a family, and in Europe in general the reactions have been very similar because you know, the situation of agriculture is very similar as well. So in Spain, we have all these demonstrations of the farmers going out on the street and, you know, asking for fair prices. And they have the same in Greece, in Holland, in German, you know, so they kind of told me like it was interesting because all the journalists was like, yeah, because I also come from a small village and we have all these farmers also on the street. So yeah, so I realized that agriculture is something that it's similar, at least in Europe. And now we are starting the tour outside Europe. So I will be able to tell you soon how this goes. But I think that the family issue appeals to everyone.
Of course. And I know that this film has been selected as the official Spanish entry for the Oscars, which is not your first time being that representative. What is it like to be in that position again?
No, we are super happy and super ready to do whatever we have to do to promote the film, no, and to see if we can get closer this time. But we will see. I mean, yeah, we're very happy now to premiere the film in New York because I think that it's a great place to start this American tour, and we will see how it goes. But yeah, it's, you know, I'm always very I don't know how you say it in English. You say prudent, you know, like,
Yes.
okay, because you don't know what's gonna happen. But I can be prudent myself, but the actors of the film got crazy with this news, and they were like, should we get tickets to LA already? And I'm like, no, there are many films and we have to like go slowly.
Did you enjoy the opportunity to work with non-actors and to make a fictional film? And is that what you'd want to do for your third feature and beyond?
no, I enjoy it a lot it was very beautiful, the whole process that we did with the actors, rehearsing creating, because they were not a family. So we had to find a way to create a family, and we spent a lot of time together and improvise moments that happened before the story of Alcarràs, and we create all these shared memories in a way that they end up being a family for real, no? And now they still call each other dad and mom and grandfather, so it was beautiful. But for the next film, I think I will mix non-actors with actors, because there are some teenagers and children, and this usually is normal that they are non-actors, because you cannot ask for previous experience. But I think that the rest of the cast will be actors. We will see. I think it depends on the story, no? Sometimes it makes sense that you work with non-professional actors, and sometimes it's amazing to work with professional actors.
Do you have other stories in mind, or do you have projects that you're actively working on already, or focusing just on this film for now?
No, I'm writing another one, which is very soon to tell what it is, but it talks about family memory, which is something that, because my parents died when I was a kid, there's like a family memory that is lacking for me, no? So I'm always very worried about what can you do when you need to find it, no? And it talks about that.
Of course. Well, for more great content like this, you can subscribe to the Cinema Daily US YouTube channel. Alcarràs is screening at the New York Film Festival in the main slate, and then visiting other film festivals after that. Thank you so much, Carla. It was a pleasure to speak with you, and best of luck with this film.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.